Hi, I'm Denise, and we're going to do an over 50 fitness class here today. What we are going to do is going to be a little bit of cardio, and we're going to do some balancing exercises, and then we're going to do some strength exercises. Now, strength exercises, we're just going to stay with dumbbells today. If you don't have any kind of weights, cans of soup, full cans of soup, will work as weights if you want to use weights. Otherwise, if you have some dumbbells, that would be great. So you can get those. And we will also be, if you're wanting to use a chair, be using a chair. Chair is totally optional. When we go through the class, I'm going to show you movements using a chair and movements without the chair. So knowing that, you know, if you get tired, if we're up doing cardio work and you want to come down to sitting, that you can always sit and march. You can do step touches, you know, just being in the chair if your body gets tired when you're standing up and going through the movement. So feel free to have a chair. Use it whenever you need to, and you may want to have the chair so when we come up and do some of our balancing exercises, if you need something to hold on to. But we're going to start by standing up, and we're going to start by doing some marching. So we're just going to march in place. And remember, as we do this, if you are feeling that you need to sit down, feel free to sit down, but just keep those legs moving. And I'll kind of be jumping back and forth from chair to standing just so you can see both. But we're going to start by just marching. And this is going to be like a half an hour class, a 30-minute class here. Just kind of hitting a little bit of everything. So marching it out. In 4 counts, we're going to go at a stepping side to side, a step touch. So in 4, 3, 2. Now I want you to step side to side. And then add some arm movement if you can. Just swing those arms out. Step touch, step touch. Just be right here. And again, the movement can be as small or as big as what you want it to be. And remember, you can do this sitting in the chair. So if I wanted to, I could always sit down and just bring it out and be right here. And again, you can make the movement as big or small as what you want it to be. Just keep moving your body. Now we're going to switch the arms up a little bit. Keep moving your feet. Step touch, step touch. Moving your arms, I want you to press across the chest like you're pressing one palm to the opposite wall. Keep moving those feet. Step and touch, step and touch. Reach it across. In 4, 3, 2. Now press it straight up. Keep moving those feet. And again, if you get tired, you can always come down to the chair. Just keep moving those feet. Reach it up. Last 8. And 4, 3, 2. Now come back to marching. Just march it out. I neglected to mention that we will also be doing some push-ups today, which is all good because we'll be using a wall, so don't get scared. Just march it out. Now we're going to do some hamstring curls and bicep curls. So just start with your hamstring, just lifting your heel up. Lift it up, just like you're going to kick yourself in the butt. And then moving those arms, curling it up. So we have a hamstring curl with a bicep curl. Now just stay right here if you're standing. I'm going to show you what this is going to look like if you were sitting. Just lifting, lifting, lifting. Just being right here. Goal is just to keep your body moving. And again, make the movement as big as or large as what you like, or small. And take some inhales in through your nose. So be aware that you don't start to like pant with just breathing with your mouth. Keep on going. In 4, 3, 2, and just march it out. So again, you can be seated or you can stand. Just keep moving. So I'm going to do a little small movement here, forward and back, but I want you to do as big of a movement as you can. So marching in place, I want you to travel it forward. Just walk it forward. And then I want you to walk it back. Just march it back. So you're traveling back. And again, use as much space as what you have. Bring it forward. Just walk it forward. So traveling forward. And then taking it back. And then just bring it forward. In that place that you started in. And then just stay there and march in place. So now we're going to do a movement where we're going to bring the legs out side to side. So it's going to look like this. Just like toe taps out to the side. And then we're going to add some arm. Bring it up, opposite. You can always just reach straight up. You can always reach out in front. Just move your arms as you move your feet. Take some inhales in through your nose, nice deep breaths. Just getting that heart rate up there, getting that blood flowing. We're going to do 8 more of these. In 4, 3, 2, and march it out. Right here. So now, I'm going to actually kind of transition into doing some balance movements. So, if you want to use a chair, make sure a chair is close by. Just march it out here. Kind of smaller steps here. So just kind of want you to feel that your heart rate's dropping down a little bit. Take some nice deep breaths. And then come to standing. Now remember, if you need to, you can always come to sitting and rest if you like. But we're going to see if we can stand on one leg. So just bringing one foot off the floor. You can use that chair if you need to. I want you to look straight ahead. So don't drop your chin to your chest. Lift the head, look straight ahead. You can always shift your eyes to look down about 6 feet in front of you. Stand nice and tall. Just be right here. Let's do one more breath. And then we're going to release. Now we're going to switch those sides. So I wanted to do this before we got our legs too tired. So just stand here. You can just lift however high that you comfortably can. Take some nice deep breaths. And then we're going to release. All right. Let's come down to sitting. So just being right here. We're going to do a seated leg lift. So I want you to lift one leg. Now be aware you're not pushing or leaning back into the chair. Shoulders in line with your hips. Shoulders are relaxed. Do one more breath. And then we're going to release. And you're going to bring that opposite leg up. So this is strengthening the front of our thighs. And we may go back to doing more cardio in a few minutes. We're just kind of giving the body a little break. Do one more breath. And then we're going to release. All right. So now we're going to do a spinal twist. So we're going to sit tall. Being aware that your hips stay still, you're not shifting your hips. And I want you to turn to the right. It's a nice twist. And lift your chest and turn the head. So we're just getting to strengthening our obliques, improving the circulation and flexibility in our spine. Do one more breath. And then bring yourself to center. And then we're going to turn in the opposite direction. And remember, don't shift your hips. Keep the lower body still. Gentle rotation up your spine, soften your shoulders to your head and breathe. And then bring your body to center. Now to release some of that tightness in our lower back, bring your hands to your legs. So actually, I just want you to let your hands slide down your legs. And just let your body hang here. And take some nice deep breaths, really expanding the whole back. And then as you inhale, slowly roll it up. Just coming up and being here. So now we're going to come back up to standing, and we're going to do a little more marching in place. So I just want you to march it out. We're going to work again on improving our balance. We're going to do what is called a heel toe. And we will be walking this forward, and we will be walking it backwards. And if you feel that you're unsteady on your feet, just normal walking, know that, like if you have a cane or a walking stick, that's something that you can use for this exercise. Just march it out here. So our heel toe, we're going to travel this forward, and we're going to bring heel to toe, and heel to toe. Now make sure that you're looking straight up. It's very tempting to want to watch our feet, but I want you to look out. Because again, we're working on improving our balance here. And heel toe. Do one more step. Now looking forward, reverse it. Walk backwards, heel toe, heel toe. And again, you can, if you have a lot of space to work with, you can use as much space as you like. Do one more step here, heel toe. So coming to standing. Now again, you may want to use a chair if you had a chair available, because we're going to keep our heel toe positioning. So my heel's in line with the toe. I'm going to look straight ahead. Using the chair if you feel that you're going to lose your balance. Right foot is in front. I'm going to bring my right arm up in front. And I'm going to look to my fingers, and I'm actually going to move my fingers as I move my arm, or I'm going to move my head as I move my arm. So we're going to lift the arm up, and I want you to watch your fingers, and you're going to lift your head up. And then watch your fingers as you bring your arm out to the side. And watch your fingers as you bring that arm back in front of you. And yes, this is going to challenge your balance. So now bring your arm back out to the side. Keep following those fingers with your eyes and your head. Lifting that arm up above your head. Follow it with your eyes. And then bring that arm out in front of you. And then release. All right. So now we're going to do that opposite side. So heel toe, switching our legs. And know that one side is always a little better than the other. So stay by that chair in case you want to use it. So my left foot is forward. I'm going to bring that left arm forward. I'm going to watch my fingers and bring that arm up above my head. And I'm going to bring it down out to the side, a little wobbly here. And I'm going to bring it back in front. Now watching those fingers, I'm going to follow that arm out to the side. And I'm going to lift that arm above my head, following it with my eyes. And then I follow those fingers with my eyes as I bring that arm back out in front. And we're gonna release. All right. So tiptoe, or sorry, heel to toe, balancing. That's something that you can do daily to help improve your balance. So now, I want you to pick up your weights, your Kansas soup, whatever you have. We're gonna do some exercises, and we're gonna start in the chair. And again, you can choose to do this standing if you like. We're gonna do some back work. So we're gonna do a row. And with your palms facing up, holding your weights. I want you to imagine that you're like holding onto a platter or a tray. Elbows staying in, shoulders down. On your inhale, extend your arms out like you're serving that platter or tray. And as you exhale, pull those elbows straight back. Inhale, extend out. Palms open, exhale, pull it back. Inhale in through your nose, serving that platter. Exhale, pull it back. So you're taking it away. You should be feeling those back muscles. Extend it out. Bring it in. Do 4 more. Bring it out. Exhale, draw it in. Make sure that you breathe. When you do strength training, and if you have a tendency to hold your breath, it can actually cause your blood pressure to rise. So make sure that you're always breathing. I'm gonna do 1 more, just because I lost count. Extend it out, and bring it back. All right, perfect. So we're gonna come up to standing. Gave our legs a little break there from all of our balancing work. And we're gonna stay with our upper body doing some more back work. And again, you can always just stay in front of your chair and sit at any time. We're gonna do some shoulder shrugs. This is gonna strengthen the upper back, trapezius area. So we're going to, keeping the arms straight, holding onto your weight, you're gonna lift those shoulders up to your ears and just hold them there for a second and then release it down. And we're gonna draw it up and hold it for a second and bring it down. Keep those arms straight. Knees are soft, not locking your joints. Lift it up, hold it for a second. Release down. And lift it up. Let's see if we can do 5 more of these. Now, being aware as we go through these exercises that whatever weight you're using, if it starts to get too heavy, just set it down and do the movement without it. Lift those shoulders up, hold it for a second, release down. 2 more shoulder shrugs. Bring it up, release it down. 1 more. Bring it up, and release it down. Perfect. So now we're going to go into some upright rows. Again, still working that upper back trapezius area. But this time we're actually going to bend the elbows and we're going to lift them a little higher than our shoulders. And we're going to lower down. And we're going to lift it up. And we're going to lower down. Again, as you stand, just keep those knees soft, not to lock your joints. Weight stays centered in your feet. Just lifting those elbows a little higher than the shoulders, so it's just not the hands that are moving. Elbows lift. Last 4. 3. Stand nice and tall. 2 and breathe. Last 1. Lift it up high. And then release down. Perfect. Let's set the weights down. We're going to go back to our lower body. We are going to do some squats. And squats, you can use a chair. You can either hold on to the back of the chair, shifting your hips back to lower down, or if you want to imagine that you're going to sit down into the chair and almost touch it and then come back up. Or you don't have to use the chair at all. So, you're going to have your feet be hip width apart. We're going to look straight ahead, we're not looking down. I want you to shift your hips back as you bend your knee. So don't be coming forward. Shift your hips back. Arms can extend out and come up. So now when you bend, your knees should be in line with your heels. And when you bend, you should be able to glance down and see your toes. You should not see all knee. If you're seeing all knee, you're putting all that weight and stress on your knees. So really shift back. It's like you're gonna sit back into that chair. Chest stays lifted. Exhale it down. Weights in your heels, about 65% of that weight's in your heels. Last 4, 3, and remember to bend to the comfort of your knees. Last 2, last 1. Perfect, and release. All right, so now we're going to do some push-ups, and we're gonna be moving to a wall, okay? So as I move to a wall, I want you to find some wall space to where you can bring your hands just a little wider than shoulder, all right? All right, so now we're gonna do some wall push-ups. Hands a little wider than shoulders. And you are gonna be kind of standing away from the wall about 3-4 feet with your feet. So your body's more at an angle. So I don't want you to be really close and have your elbows bent. You should be able to have your arms be straight, okay? And we're gonna see if we can do 10 of these, but remember, stop and rest when you need to. So just look straight ahead. Take an inhale, exhale, you're gonna bend your elbows, let your chest draw in. And then inhale, straighten your arms. Now as you bend your elbows, I want you to see if you can draw your belly button in towards your spine. So you're supporting your lower back as you're doing this. And breathe. So bend those elbows, they come out, chest draws towards the wall. Keep those abdominal muscles engaged, so draw that navel towards your spine. We just have 4 more of these. There's 4, and 3, and 2, and last 1. Perfect. Now, since you're by the wall, we're gonna use it again, and we're gonna strengthen our lower body. So I just want you to bring your back against the wall. Now again, I want you to walk your feet out away, about 3 feet away. And we're gonna slide our tailbone down the wall. Now just lower to, again, the comfort of your knees. Be aware that as you look, that you should be able to see your toes, that your knees are right over your heels. This is called a wall slide or a 90-90, and it's gonna strengthen the whole lower body. And 90-90 means we hold it at a 90-degree angle eventually for 90 seconds. But 90 seconds can be a really long time when you're sitting here. So we're just gonna kind of shorten the time, but as we are here, I want you to be aware, and if those legs are starting to get tired, just slide up the wall, kind of shake things out, and join back in when you're ready. But we're just gonna be here and we're gonna breathe. See if you can draw your collarbones away from each other, just really placing your shoulder blades into the wall so we're not caving our chest in. Again, as you look straight ahead, listen to your breath, see if you can draw that navel in towards your spine. It's like you're imprinting your lower back into the wall. And again, I know that this can get tiring, so stop and rest anytime you need to. We're just gonna hold it for a few more seconds. Focusing on engaging that abdominal area. Just 5 more breaths. Here's 4, 3, 2, just 1 more second. And we're gonna release, perfect. And then slide yourself up. And in sliding up, I want you to move back to where your chair and your weights were at, because we're gonna go back into doing some upper body work. So going back into doing some upper body work, and again, if your legs are tired from your wall sit, you can sit. We're gonna do bicep curls. You can also do the standing, whatever you prefer. I'm just gonna stay seated for right now. So grabbing your weights, whatever that may be, just let your arms hang down in front. I'm sitting more towards like the center or front of the chair. Palms are forward. Again, sitting tall. Now as you exhale, just curling it up. Now notice that I have a really light hold of these weights. I don't want you to be gripping and squeezing because then the muscles in your forearm take over. And I really want you to focus on just the bicep here. So exhale it up. It's a nice light hold. You sit tall, breathe. Your exhale brings it up. The exhale is always the working part of the exercise. The inhale is always the easy part of the exercise. We're going to do 2 more. Last one. And then release. All right. So now we are going to come back up to standing. These next exercises are just easier to do standing. We have a little more movement to work with here. So we're going to work shoulders. We're going more into smaller muscles here now. Palms facing back, we're going to do what is called a frontal raise to strengthen the front of your shoulder. So knees soft. As you exhale, lift your arms no higher than your shoulder. Inhale, lower down. Exhale, lift it out. And again, have a light hold so you're not gripping and squeezing. And you know when we did our wall slide and I talked about engaging your abdominals? This would also be a really good time to do that. Just focusing on that navel drawing towards your spine so that lower belly draws in and up, supporting your back. Last 3. Last 2. Last 1. All right. Now we're going to strengthen the side and rear shoulder. So we're going to have those palms facing in. Lateral raises, we're going to lift it out no higher than the shoulder and bring it down and bring it out. Again, knees stay soft. Remember to breathe, don't hold your breath. And these lateral raises are a little bit tougher than the ones that you just did. So if those arms get tired, feel free to stop and rest. We have 3 more that we're going to do. Last 2. Last 1. All right. So now we're going to do some tricep work. Back of the upper arm. And again, you can do this sitting or standing. We're going to see if we can bring our arms up to where we let the weight just kind of drop down behind us. And your bicep is more right alongside your head versus letting your arm come down. But again, I realize, have shoulder issues, tightness in our shoulders. So just do the best that you can. But try to really get those elbows pointing up. Now look straight ahead. And then as you exhale, just reach towards the ceiling with those weights. And lower back down. Again, if you can, keep your elbows pointing up and your bicep muscles alongside your ears. And bring it up. So you're strengthening the back of your upper arm. We're going to see if we can do 5 more, but rest when you need to. And our last 3. And 2. Last 1. And then releasing down. So we did some shoulder work, we did our biceps, we did our triceps, we did a little leg work with our squats and our wall sit, strengthening those muscles. And the only thing that we need to work on now is our core, our abdominal muscles. So we're going to sit the weights down. And in my opinion, this is somewhat of a challenging exercise, but it's designed for seniors or anyone to do. So we're just going to do the best that we can. And you will need to be using a chair for this. Unless you're very familiar with abdominal work and you can lay on the floor and do some crunches. But we're going to sit on the chair and we're going to sit forward. And we're actually going to grab a hold of the chair. And just the chest lifted, the movement's going to be at your hips. We're going to hinge back and you're going to slightly let your back touch the chair. And exhale, draw that navel into your spine as you blow out and bring your body up. Inhale brings you back, just hinging at your hip. Now exhale, blow out, draw your belly button to your spine as you come back up to sitting. Inhale back, exhale up. And do one more of these. Again, grab a hold of that chair. Inhale back, exhale up. Now you can stay doing that, or we're going to step it one, or bring it one step up a little higher. And we're actually going to lift our feet off the floor. And again, you are going to need to grab the chair. And being right here, I'm just going to hinge back, exhale up. Inhale back, exhale up. So every time that you're coming up, you should be really drawing your navel and your spine. Don't push your stomach out, but draw it in. So now you can sit and rest and just watch, or one more progression being here, and you're going to bicycle. And this is not easy. Breathe. Navel to the spine. Chest stays lifted, so don't cave your chest in. Nice and tall. In 5, 4, 3, 2, and release. Whew. All right. So now, we got a little cardio in, we got a little strength training in, so now we need to stretch everything out. So sitting in your chair, extending one leg out with your toes up, I just want you to hinge at your hip, let those hands slide down your leg. Draw your toes towards your shin and just hold this here and breathe. You should get a nice stretch to the back of that leg. And then bring your body up, and we're going to switch those legs, extend it out, and you're going to hinge. And then we're going to release. Now come up to sitting. We're going to stretch out the back of our hips. So if you can, bring your right ankle on your left thigh and just sit tall here. So really lift your chest. Again, you may feel this stretch in the thigh, in the hip. If possible, we're going to slightly hinge forward. So the chest is coming towards the leg. Again, don't round your back. Sit nice and tall. And just hinging, and hold this here and breathe. Generally, your stretch is 15 seconds. It doesn't have to be long. And then we're going to switch. And if possible, you're going to bring that ankle, opposite ankle on that thigh. And just start by sitting tall. This is just maybe where you want to be. You don't have to hinge at all. But if your body will allow, you can just hinge. So you just get a little deeper of a stretch in the back of that hip. Shoulders are staying soft down your back. And then bring yourself up. Just sitting here, grasping your hands, I want you to round your back as you press your hands out in front of you, drop the shoulders down. Just get a nice stretch across your upper back. And then we're going to release. Tricep, back of that arm. Again, if you can, like you're going to pat yourself on the back. And use that opposite hand, just lift that elbow up. Or you can reach behind you to draw it back. Just sit tall, nice stretch right down the back of your arm. And then we're going to switch. Release. Bring the opposite hand up. Again, just like you're going to pat yourself on the back. Did something good for yourself today. Lift that elbow up. Breathe. And then you're going to release. All right, we're going to come up to standing and do a few more stretches. So we're going to do a quadricep stretch. And if you know you don't have a lot of mobility, maybe in the front of your thigh or your knee, and you're using a chair, you can always place the top of your foot on that chair and just stand here. Make sure you're staying tall. Don't fold forward to really get a stretch here. Or if you can, you're going to lift that foot up behind you to hold that foot, pointing your knee towards the floor. And know that you can always grab your pant leg if you have pants on. And just stand nice and tall. And again, this It's a balance thing, so you may want to use that chair just to hold on to it. And you're going to release and bring the opposite foot up. So you can either take a hold of that foot with your hand, or maybe you want to use that chair and just stand tall. Depending on just your body, your range of motion. Stretching out the front of that hip, front of that thigh. And you're going to release. Now we're going to stretch out our calf muscles. So you can use the chair, taking a big step back, or just taking a big step back, placing your hands on your thigh. But make sure that back heel is really pressing down to the floor. Don't lift it up. So you're stretching through the back of your lower leg. And now we're going to switch. Take a big step back. And really press through that back heel. And that stretch comes into the back of that lower leg. Then we're going to release. Now we're going to stretch out through the chest, the front of the shoulders. So grasping your hands behind you, stand tall, so don't fold forward. If you can, lift your hands off of your back. And then we're going to release. So standing or sitting, some shoulder rolls, circle back. And then circle it forward. And then releasing, and let's end with just loosening your neck. So roll your head in the front from shoulder to shoulder. And just keep it in the front. Big circles to your comfort. And then bring your head up to center. So that was our over 50 fitness. This is something, again, you can do twice or 3 times a week. Maybe just have a day or so of rest in between. And hopefully you'll feel stronger.